right, well, we have another afternoon of thunderstorm activity ahead of us. It looks like, though, today should be one of the last days where we have extensive rainfall possible. We've had a couple of wet days in the previous days, especially going back to Friday and Saturday, but we should see this start to move out of the area now. We still have to get through this afternoon. Still just tracking a couple thunderstorms, mainly south of I-90. If we take a little bit of a closer look at it, just a couple storms out there, plenty of lightning in these, though. The main risk is really going to be those really heavy downpours. They're somewhat small and moving at a somewhat decent speed, so they're not going to be lasting too long over your areas, but they will give you that quick downpour out there that you definitely do not want to be caught outside in. Here's a look at our radar estimated rainfall totals so far, the heaviest of which falling just west of the Mississippi, where we had some of that thunderstorm activity last night that went into the early hours of the morning. Otherwise, again, with that morning activity, seeing that main band going through La Crosse, Monroe, and over into Juneau County, with also some amounts closer to an inch or a little bit more for areas north of I-90. We're still going to see more rainfall tonight, but it's still looking to mainly stay I-90 and southward. And that's because for now, these storms are really riding along the stationary front, kind of preventing most of the activity from getting any further north than this. Not going to be totally out of the question to maybe get a few scattered showers for areas further closer to I-94 and maybe a tad bit northward, but really that thunderstorm activity is going to stay just about where it is right now and southward. The main risk again was going to be that heavy rain, because up until this point these storms have been riding about west to east, so they're raining over the same areas throughout the hours that they're out there. But as this low pressure system continues to move off to the west, or off to the east, excuse me, that cold front's going to impact us. It's going to start to shove those storms further south, so the heavy rain risk will kind of minimize slightly, but they're still going to be producing some heavy downpours. The severe risk on these storms is generally low, but not zero. If we do see any of them become severe, that main risk would then be some small hail. Good news, though, that a lot of these storms should be out of the area sometime after 8 p.m. That cold front's going to do a really good job of shoving them out of the area, and then we should be mostly dry for the rest of today going into tonight. Here's a look at the additional rainfall totals that we could see today on top of what we've already seen this morning. Really, most of the area seem potentially another ½ an inch, but if you find yourself under those thunderstorms, you'll likely see closer to an inch, if not a little bit more, because they will have some heavy downpours in them. Going through the rest of the week, then, we still have very low chances of rain coming for Tuesday and Wednesday, mainly for folks near I-90 and southward. As that low pressure system slowly moves off to the east, it could circulate a couple more light showers, but really the thunderstorm risk is going to decrease pretty rapidly once we get throughout today. Overnight lows tonight, pretty much where we have been, maybe a tad bit cooler for some of us. 61 in La Crosse, 57 when you're waking up in the morning in Eau Claire, and a lot of those thunderstorms should be moving out by the late evening hours. Tomorrow's highs then 74 in La Crosse, 71 in Eau Claire, a tad cooler. Actually, one of the cooler days that we'll have this week. Wednesday will stay on the near average side as well, but once we get into the end of the week, highs are going to jump back up, maybe getting close to 80 degrees for some of us, which at that point will be actually around 10 degrees above average. So these warm temperatures just do not want to leave.
Yeah, that's new. 81. All right.
Let's jump it up.
Okay, here we go. Again, thank you, Nicole.